Good Monday evening, everyone, and welcome to Monday Night Safety Stop, and welcome to the beautiful island of Roatan, Honduras. JoJo is holding the fort down back in the great state of Kentucky. JoJo, what's going on, buddy?
Oh, not too much. We're enjoying our 83-degree day, a little bit of sunshine.
Awesome. Well, it rained here early this morning, and then about dinner time, and so yeah, I mean it's so far as you guys can tell, we are in the hotel room right now. It was real noisy. There's a lot of people here right now. There's of course we've got a group of 19 that's here at the resort, as well as a group from Georgia is here with a group of about 25 or so. So a couple of big groups here, and last night it was really noisy down in the restaurant patio area. So I was like, I'm just going to do the show from the room. That way I'm not fighting. I've got good light. So hey, we're here.
About 40
uh,
divers enjoying their weekend, huh?
do what?
So we got about 40 divers enjoying their week down there.
There's a bunch of diving going on everywhere. Let me tell you, it's we just finished up day two here at Turquoise Bay, and so far gotten haven't seen anything real big. Seen a pretty nice sized grouper earlier today. The guys got to do a little bit of lionfish hunting this afternoon, so I come back with probably 15 or so not too bad. But they didn't see any on the first five dives. It was the sixth dive that they finally started getting them. So
Go to
yeah, but
Oz's
it's
special spot.
do what?
Did you go to Oz's special spot?
Yeah, Miguel's special spot.
Miguel.
So I apologize for the delay getting started. I've been having some technical difficulties. Of course, when I'm not at home and we can't really trust the internet service. And so I've actually been working on trying to get online for almost an hour. So luckily, I have a backup program version of my laptop. So that's what we're having to use tonight. So not a lot of the videos before the show and all that good stuff. But hey, we're not here to watch that. We're here to talk scuba. And so, I don't know how everything went at the quarry this weekend. I heard everything went great. Of course, lots of more new divers earning their certifications back home. As well as I've got one brand new nitrox diver down here, and we're getting ready to do deep down here in the next couple of days. So,
That is a
still,
spot.
huh?
That is a spot to do deep.
Well, I tried to get the student to do it before we come down here, and of course, didn't really want to do it at the quarry. So, it's one of those things. I don't blame him. So, well, let me get on here real quick because, as you can tell, I have my cell phone because my laptop, I don't have all my screens in front of me, so I can't watch Facebook and monitor the feed and all of that. So I'm playing on my phone, watching it on Facebook. Looks like Mr. Michael Schutz is listening. I think he went down. Oh no, he's out on the patio. He's waving at everybody. So let's see. Kenny got a big lionfish. Looks like Mr. Kevin's watching. Hey, Kevin, I just seen you 2 hours ago. Mr. Jordan's in here. Miss Stephanie's watching. So got a little bit of a group tonight. Hey, it's all good, ain't that right, JoJo?
Oh yeah, it's always good. So you're down there. How was the trip? How was the flight? How was getting down there?
Getting down here wasn't bad. Let me tell you, anytime that I travel to down here to Roatan, I always have to get up at like before the crack of dawn, like way before the crack of dawn. I think we actually left the house about 1:30 in the morning, and luckily, I've never seen this before in all the years I've been traveling down here. The place we normally park at Nashville, Usually we get in, there's two, maybe three vehicles there. Uh, I don't know what was going on or where everybody was going, but I bet there was 50 vehicles in line waiting to get parked. So my first thought was like, oh my gosh, we're going to be so late. But luckily, we weren't. We got into the airport and got through pretty easy. Flights were a little bit delayed, just minor things. But other than that, I mean, it was a pretty good flight from Nashville to Houston, and then we had just enough time to get from one terminal to the other terminal to get to our gate before they started boarding for Roatan. So we didn't really have a lot of time. And then, of course, we get down here, and most of the group flew in on my flight. So everybody was pretty much together except for a couple. But other than that, we made it here. We got to the resort. Let me tell you, I was one tired puppy whenever I got here because I
I
had
bet.
been going, pretty much all night, driving and then, loading and all that. But, got here, we got our gear out. We made sure we had everything up and working, made sure, BCs were ready, regulators were ready because we was going to planning on hitting the water first thing yesterday morning. And that's exactly what we did. We haven't had any hiccups. So far, I think one diver has lost a mask. Other than that, I think we're pretty good so far.
All right. How is the operations going for those that never been there before?
So on this trip here, we have one, two, we have about five new folks that have never been here before or have never traveled with us down here. And I asked one of them earlier today. I said, "So, trip going pretty good for you?" He's like, I figured this was going to be a pretty good trip. I didn't know it was going to be an awesome trip. I'm like, well, so it was. It's so far it's been really good. Of course, the highlight, and I don't have the picture on my phone, but I did post it on our Facebook page yesterday. The highlight of my trip so far, we have a young lady who will be turning 12 on Thursday. So as of right now, she's still confined to 40 foot. Has to dive with a parent or a dive professional. No problem. Dad's in the water with her, so we're good there. But she had never done an ocean dive, let alone a giant stride off a boat. So yesterday morning, when we got out to the dive site, I told them I want a picture. I want to get the picture for them of her first giant stride in, and I think I posted it last. I don't know if I posted it last night or not. I've got it, but I will be posting all the pictures later. I just posted a preview yesterday, so I don't remember if I added it or not.
The joys of leading these trips and all the little moments we get to have.
Oh yeah, it's just we don't travel a lot. You know this, Joe. Just because we do what these resorts do. And so, we're busy, through the summer season catering to dive shops, just like the resorts like Turquoise Bay here. And so we don't get a lot of time to do a ton of travel. So this trip here is actually designed for staff members to be able to go out. You've been here with us before. Most of our staff has. But it's a chance for us to, at the end of the season to get out and go dive. Because we're so busy throughout the season helping other divers and students and everything. It gives us a chance to enjoy what we really love to do. And I remember I posted last night. Scuba is in our DNA. Literally, it is in our DNA. I've been diving for 32 years. JoJo, you've been diving 20 plus. You
Oh
know,
yes.
most of our staff members have been diving, for a long time. I know Brian's been diving for 33 years. Jeff's been diving for 20 years. So there's a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience behind what we do, and I absolutely love it. And I learn every day.
Yeah, something new every day. It could be a new fish or a new fin that just come out, and we all drool all over every minute of it. So
Oh yeah, most definitely. And let's see, I'm trying to keep up with comments and stuff here. If you guys have any questions or whatnot, throw them up in the comments. Jojo, if I miss a comment, let me
I'm
know.
Kenny says he's watching from the dining room.
Okay, yeah. So let me just tell you guys right now it's dinner time. Right now it is 7:30 in Roatan. So dinner starts at 7 o'clock. The show's supposed to start at 7 o'clock Roatan time. So just because I love diving, I love talking about it, I am actually on with you guys, letting everybody else eat. So I'm going to eat after the show. And let me tell you, it seems like the food here is better this year. I mean, they kind of stepped up their game, and so it's been really good so far.
That's good because I kind of felt like it's kind of went mundane the last time I was down there. Like we lost the natural culture from the first few times I went. And it was kind of getting the your standard resort foods. So I'm kind of hoping they go back towards the local.
Yeah, and they are. Like I said, everything that we've had so far has been really good. Of course, breakfast is breakfast, so it's you can eat whatever you want to. They've got eggs and pretty much the basic eggs, potatoes, cereals, French toast, pancakes, stuff like that. But lunch has been kind of normal. They'll rotate different things each day. But the dinners have been really good too. We had Honduran barbecue on Saturday night. Last night was American. I think tonight's just Honduran. And then we'll have like a Chinese night or Mexican night. Seafood night is Friday night. That's the night I'm looking forward to. I get to
That's
watch.
what I miss out on.
I
I
get
learned
to
a lot
look at all this. I get to look at all this stuff, on every dive, but then actually getting to eat it in the restaurant Friday night and be like, oh yes, that is the best.
as long as we got the lionfish coming, I'm happy there.
So yeah, so the lionfish, like I said, the first five dives, we didn't see any, which is kind of, well, I say unusual. Every once in a while, you'll see one or two on the normal dive sites. One of the dive sites they took us on today was one that's not normally dove, and we didn't see any. But we had to go the opposite direction this afternoon, and that's where they found. I think we got 12 to 15 lionfish, but there's several of the guys that are hunting. I think we had six or seven that was spearing them. Uh, I've got one guy who I think he got three. I had a couple others that got two apiece, and so I think they have the lionfish population somewhat under control down here.
It's been harder and harder every year. But enjoy that Havichi. So
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, we haven't had that yet. Of course, they're going to save up and cook all of the lionfish um, probably on Friday. So we'll turn all the lionfish over, or the dive shop will take them. Got them on ice. They'll keep them on ice until Friday. Then we take them to the kitchen and they'll prepare them, and that'll be our snack. And so they'll bake them, they'll put them in ceviche, they'll grill them, they prepare them several different ways. So if you've never had lionfish is probably one of the cleanest tasting fish I've ever eaten. It doesn't have
yeah.
that fishy taste to it. So being able to help control an invasive species while doing what we love to do, and then we get to enjoy eating them afterwards, I mean, that's just awesome.
All right. Well, Uh, Kenny says he's going to save you a tamale. Your wife did peek in there and say you don't like them. So they said they're going to eat the bar and all you're going to have left is tamales.
Oh well, I don't doubt that. Apparently, I am not seeing the comments because
So
the like.
you get to do this and eat tamales when you're done.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, let's see. Oh, here we go. I'm sorry, I was on top comments. I'm not used to reading the comments on my phone, as you can tell. Let's see. Okay. We'll save you a tamale. Okay, I see that now. Yeah, I don't eat tamales, just so you know. Mr. Todd's in here. Of course, Todd's on the trip with us. Uh, yeah, so it looks like Mr. Jeff Hoyer has joined in. Good evening, Jeff. Mark Curry, who is also on the trip. So looks like we've got several of our divers who are down here with us. That's joined us on the show tonight. So hello, everybody. I'll see you guys at the restaurant in a little bit, maybe.
Should peek
So
out see if they're streaming on the big TV in the dining area.
well, believe it or not, of course, teaching the PSI programs now. I actually, when I first started, got my instructor form, I bought a Chromecast to travel with me. That way, if I went somewhere that didn't have an HDMI cord, I could, pop it in and, cast it to a TV or a projector. So I have it with me, and it's taken me 2 days to get this thing figured out how to hook it up to a Spanish TV. So, but
But you have to like,
I finally was able to get it linked up. So I don't have it casting right now, but it takes Wi-Fi, and the internet connection is hit or miss down here. Looks like I've got Sean Bowen in here. Mr. Sean Bowen is actually here on Roatan with us too, but he's not here on the trip with us. He's over at Cocoa View,
Cocoa.
which is, huh?
He's over in Cocoa View.
He is over
He's
at Cocoa View watching from the resort just down the road a little bit. Of course, as you guys know, next year is our 30th season, and we have 2 weeks planned down here. 1 week here at Turquoise, and then the second week at Cocoa. So I'm really excited, really looking forward to that one because Cocoa View is they have unlimited shore diving, so we can get up and go diving anytime we want to. Two boats daily, or two boat dives daily, meals and drinks, kind of the same thing here. So I'm really looking forward to that trip. And then, of course, spending a little extra time on the island instead of a week. Next year, I'll get 2 weeks. So I absolutely. I see Sean. He just says the diving is amazing. Sean, let me tell you, I've dove the south side. Love the south side. Love the north side over here where we're at. I've dove actually the Prince Albert wreck there in front of Cocoa View. Me and JoJo actually done it last year. So it is. It's Cocoa View Walls over there. You've got a dive site called Texas over there. One of my favorite places over on the south side of the island is Mary's Place. I loved the giant swim throughs, and we actually our last dive today was something. It wasn't as deep as Mary's Place, but it was similar to it. So I really enjoyed the dive this afternoon. Being able to go through the big canyons and stuff, it was a really, really an awesome dive.
yes, they have some awesome swim throughs. Which of course, hopefully you all get in the front yard there, in the main channel. They have a nice swim through right there. One of my favorites, and you also got Dolphin's Den as well.
So Dolphins Den is planned for Thursday. So here's kind of our itinerary for dives for this week. Like I said at the beginning of the show, there's several divers here at the resort this week. The group from Georgia and then us, are the two big groups. I don't know if there's anybody else here or not. I'm not really sure. I haven't heard of any, but so the group from Georgia actually has two boats. They've got enough divers. They've got two boats. We've got enough divers. We have our own boat. So the itinerary for the week is we're going to be diving here on some of the sites close to the resort tomorrow. The other big group is going to do the wreck dives down on the west end of the island. And then we're doing 4 dives tomorrow. We're going to be doing the 3 daily dives, the 2 morning and afternoon dive, and then we're doing a night dive tomorrow night. So that's going to be really, really fantastic because it gives divers a choice if they want to do all 4 of them. If they only want to do 2 in the morning, take a break, do the night dive. If they don't want to do the night dive, they can still get their 3 dives in for the day. So very, very good, easy resort to work with. Love this place. Then on Wednesday is when we go to West End, and so we'll be doing the shipwrecks and stuff down there on Wednesday. The turtle dives. Um, I think the shark dive is planned for Thursday. I don't know if anybody's going on it or not, but got that on Thursday. And then of course Friday is a very easy day. We only have 2 dives scheduled for Friday. Of course, both are morning dives because we leave out Saturday afternoon, so we have to have our 24 hours out of the water before we fly. So we still got a lot of diving left to do, JoJo.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to see all the pictures you bring back.
Oh yeah. Well, we've got several right now. Like I said, last night I posted, just a few. I think there was 5, 6, or 7, something like that I posted up. So yeah, I've got a ton more. Uh, it's one of those things. You take pictures, you take pictures, you take pictures, and then you got to go through and see what took what, how they come out. If they look good, if you got to trash them. Underwater photography it's an art form. A lot of people who are photographers, but they don't do underwater photography. Well, what's the difference? The difference is lighting.
Yeah,
So that's the
I,
big
I,
difference.
I will
Uh,
literally take a picture of the same freaking fish 100 times.
yeah. All right. So
Just
JoJo, you're
right.
going to have to hang tight for me just a second. I just
Uh,
realized I did not plug my computer in. Give me a second.
he's getting ready to shut down. He's gonna
It's
be
getting ready to shut
gone.
down. We can't be having that.
He said, "Feed me. You're late for lunch for dinner."
Tell me about it. Let me get plugged in here. Yeah, the joys of trying to do a live show on the road. All right. Maybe we're safe. I don't know. We're going to find out. All right. Yeah, it likes that a whole lot better. I tell you, it's one. If it's not one thing, it's another. Charging batteries. I mean, if you guys have ever taken a trip, you've been to places. You've got computers. You got to keep charged. Lights. You got to keep charged. So and usually the hotel rooms don't have a whole lot of power outlets, so you're having to rotate.
I usually bring extra batteries with me just in case something doesn't get charged.
Oh yeah, exactly. But yeah, if everything went the way it's supposed to on a dive trip, it wouldn't be any fun. It's all these little unexpected things that pop up, like, oh, my computer's about to die. I need to charge it.
I got the
Let's see. I've got another comment here. Oh, hold on. Again, I'm reading off of my phone, so bear with me here. Uh, Mr. David Nunn, y'all going to go play with the monkeys? I don't know that we're going to get out and do a lot of land stuff. I know on Friday we have the option to do the 2 morning dives, or they have the tour where you can go and do like the sloths and the monkeys, and I think the cigar factory, the chocolate factory, several different things. And I think it's like dirt cheap. It's like $30. and you get to go tour all these places. So I'm not sure how many of the divers are going to want to dive, and how many are going to want to do the land stuff. So I remember last year, JoJo, you'll remember this one. And the lady was not with our group, but she was on the tour, and we had a couple of our divers that was on the tour too. But the one lady that got bit by the monkey,
Hmm.
yeah, the monkey. She was what so like she was like standing in front of the monkey cage, and one of the monkeys grabbed her hair and pulled it. And when she reached back to get her hair, it bit her hand.
I don't know about the monkeys. We did have a good
Yeah.
lunch though downtown.
Well, and there's a lot of. I really like West End. It's a hustle bustle little place, but it's like a small town. Little shops here and there, and I was really impressed with the chocolate factory when we went and toured it. Because it's a little hole in the wall. Now we didn't get to tour the chocolate factory like the other people did, but we visited and bought chocolate, took back with us, and I don't, I honestly I don't think I ate any of it.
Huh, I wouldn't have because I don't like chocolate, but they had a lot in there. I think I did get a cinnamon roll though. That was good.
Oh yes, yes, I remember that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean, and there's a lot of stuff to do on the island. I've always said if you come to Roatan and you're coming to dive, Turquoise Bay is an awesome choice because it's not in the middle of the hustle and bustle. It's kind of laid back. It's dive, dive, dive. You come back, you eat, go to bed, turn around, do it all over again. But for those who are traveling with a lot of non divers, the sister resort, the Mayan Princess, is located in the West End where there's all kinds of shopping and things to do. So the non divers won't get as bored. Of course, here we've got five on the trip with us this time. They're going out on the boat with us. They're snorkeling, the reefs on the top side, and they're having a blast. So it's so far it's been a really good trip, and I can't wait till next year.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's things to do at the resort too that we
Oh
don't
yeah,
normally take advantage of, like horseback riding, canoeing. You get to go hang at the beach. There's a couple
yeah.
other things.
Say hi,
Hey,
Mike.
Mike, you can get a massage in your room. So never done that one.
No, I haven't done that one either.
Yeah.
Not yet.
So there's things to do.
Oh
I
yeah.
know my wife. We went. She just had the time sitting by the pool all day. So
Well, they've got a beautiful beach, and they're always building here. They're always doing something. This year, and I'm not a big fan of it, just because I like the view from the rooms. But they have put some little single day bungalows out for the cruise ships that they're trying to cater more to, and so it is starting to block some of the view. That's really the only complaint that I can say that I've got. Um, as far as that, of course, there's always new faces at the resort. The thing I really love about it at Turquoise Divers, it's the same. You've got the same dive masters, same captains, the same staff that we've had for several years. So those faces haven't changed. It's just the ones in the restaurant, the servers, and stuff like that. There's been a couple that's still here that, matter of fact, I'll go ahead and say this gentleman by the name of Pablo, who was
Pablo,
here. Pablo, he was here the very first trip we come down. Of course, this is my 11th trip here. But he was here the very first year we came. And I remember that, or I asked him today, actually, how long have you been here? And he told us that 15 years. I said, oh, so you had only been here like, 4 years before we came, for the first time. So, and he's still here. He's probably the oldest one that's still here.
Wow. Uh, that is awesome. Love Pablo. I love the dive crew. It's an awesome dive crew.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And of course, you remember, and I know he was watching earlier, Kevin.
Yes,
You know,
I remember
boat
Kevin.
captain Kevin, and I don't know if he's still watching or not, but if he is, I'm going to tell a story on Kevin. Now he can sit there and he can deny it all he wants to. Kevin, we do have pictures, so just so you know. And this has been you was on that trip, wasn't you?
Probably, if I'm thinking of the same event you are.
Yeah, the boat on the sandbar.
That's it. Yeah.
Yep.
It's
So
my
so
boat.
so here we are. This has been what, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, 6 years
A
ago.
minute for the.
Yeah, well, it's 2016. I remember the year, so it's been longer than 6 years. It's 2016, and of course, if you've ever been to Roatan, uh, you've got to go out channels to get to the wall because a lot of it's shallow. So if you don't navigate the channels just right, you can end up on the reef. You can end up on sand. We're putting through the water. I don't remember where we was going to, but then all of a sudden the boat just stops, and we're like, "What's going on here?" And he's trying to get it to go, and it's not moving. And he ran up on a little sandbar, and I'll never forget him. We had to get out. We had to get out of the boat and push.
Oh, it push.
Yeah, get out of the boat and push. So I'll never forget that. Everybody jumped out except for Kevin and Linda. And of course, Linda, luckily, she had her iPad and she was taking pictures. So we do have, picture evidence of that. But we did. We got out of the boat. I've never had to push a boat. We had to push the boat. I remember that.
First time I had to do it on a operation.
Oh yeah. Well, you got to think this is what, a 20-passenger boat, and there was what, 10 of us, and we're having to try to move this thing. Yeah,
uh,
that was a fun time. It's the stories like that that makes the memories, that makes these dive trips so much fun. And I encourage anybody who is watching, if you're a certified diver and you've not been on a dive trip, contact your local dive shop. Find out what trips they've got going on, and take the plunge. Go on a dive trip. Whether it's one of our shops that come to the quarry or wherever you're at. Talk to your local dive shop, see what kind of trips they've got going, and take a trip. If you've never been on a trip, it's awesome. Like I said earlier, the one gentleman that's with us, he's a regular diver at the park, and I asked him. I said, "Well," I said, how's your trip going?" And he said, and like I told you, he said that I thought this was going to be a great trip. He said, "I was wrong. This is an awesome trip. First time in the ocean, and he is having a blast." So I mean, you know, get out and dive. Local diving is awesome. We enjoy seeing all of our local divers coming. Season after season. But if you get the chance to take that bucket list trip, then do it. Don't hold back. Go ahead and do it. You know, there's
uh,
nothing else. There's
Chris,
nothing else
McKay,
left to say. You have to experience it.
Chris McKay just hopped on. Congratulations, Mr. McKay. He just
Oh
got his
yes,
solo.
yes. I seen that he was at the park doing his solo certification. So congrats to you, Mr. Chris, and good evening to you, all the way from Roatan, Honduras.
Oh. But yeah, dive traveling is great. I enjoy doing it. The camaraderie between divers is really puts an extra cherry on top of just diving. Uh, I hate getting on a boat really and not knowing anybody. It's great to meet people, but you feel uncomfortable. So we go on trips like this. you really get into an edge for it. You really enjoy it more. So
You do, and the good thing about taking a group trip like this is, you may not know a lot of people on the group trip, but typically you'll know the group leaders, and you'll get to introduce to other divers it's in the group. So it makes it a fun time. There's always somebody funny in the crowd. There's always somebody who has an inflated ego. I'm not going to call any names. Uh, but yeah, anyway, there's
okay.
always fun times to be had in the water and out of the water. So I was going through doing pictures before I started getting things set up. And I haven't taken a ton of pictures because I'm real selective. I don't want to just take a picture of this, picture of that. I like to set up my shots. Get good shots. One story that I'll tell that actually happened today. The photographer here at the resort, Bob. So he was on our
Yep.
boat this morning, and I was watching him, and we were diving on a wall, and I noticed I don't know, I was about 40 foot, and I noticed he started heading down. I'm like, what's he going after? So I'm sitting there looking. Let me just say, I've been diving my full face mask since we've been here. I got my corrective glasses in them, put in when I got here on Saturday. So I'm able to see everything now. It is awesome. But I seen him heading down. I'm like, where is he going? So I'm scanning the bottom, looking to see, is it a shark? Is it a ray? What is it? JoJo, there was a huge grouper down about 80 foot, and he was going down to get a photo of it. Well, I seen what he was doing, and as he was going towards it, I was back over here. He was down here, so he's going towards it, and I see it, start to kind of swim away from him. Well, he goes around the little coral head there and kind of cuts it off. So I figured what was going to happen was this grouper was fixing to turn around and cut back. So I dropped down and I watched him. He was trying to get a picture of this grouper, and it come in underneath the coral head and right by where I was at when it come out. I got some really good shots of that. I can't wait to post them. It was I was like, yes, finally a good shot. Thanks, Bob.
Yep. And of course, when the turtle I got a few years ago, when they said
Yes.
spread out, so you can find these turtles, and I did. I got all the way to the end of the line and found one all by myself for a good 3 or 4 minutes. Great videos and pictures of that one.
Oh yeah, yeah, and and we've actually already started seeing seahorses. I've got a couple of good shots of seahorses so far. We've actually played with a toadfish, so I've got a couple of good shots of a toadfish. So lots of different marine life. Again, if you've not dove in the ocean, you've not experienced, seeing these different marine creatures. It's an awesome experience to be able to see them for the first time. It's an awesome experience to be able to see them for the 100th time. You know,
Yes.
it is. Let's see
We'll talk
here.
about
Krista says, just don't follow JoJo behind a coral head.
Oh,
We're not going to touch that one, are we, JoJo?
that was a bad day.
That was a bad day. Let's see. Looks like Mr. Howard's joined in. He's actually here on the trip too. There's a lot of the trip goers that's tuned in tonight. So they're all enjoying dinner down at the restaurant, I'm sure. And I'm sitting here about to wither away to nothing because I haven't eaten yet. Let's see. Mike says, I finally got to see my first seahorse. Well, you didn't have to actually come. You could have just said, hey, I got to see my first seahorse. You know, Mike, you're on camera. You can say hi. It's just me and JoJo and all of our other dive buddies out there. So,
I was shy here.
oh, yeah, but But yeah, I mean, so far it's been an amazing trip. Always good to be down here with our Roatan Scuba family, and I call them Scuba family because they know us, we know them. Even some of the ones that I don't remember know my name. I don't know how, but I'm horrible with names. But anyway, but they are, as you can attest, they are an amazing group down here. The dive crew is, we call them the A team because they bring their A game every single dive, and
Everyone.
and you can't. I've not traveled anywhere that the dive crew, the dive team does what these guys do. Osmond, Miguel, Bruce, Kevin, when he was here, they go above and beyond, and they want to make sure that the divers have an awesome experience. And of course, these guys down here, they dive this all the time. They know where all of the creatures are generally hanging out at. So, that's the other cool thing about, being on a trip, having these dive masters be able to show you around because they know these guys here have 20,000 plus dives logged. They know their local environment just like we know the park.
Yes. It's amazing. They'll tell you exactly what you'll see on every site.
Oh yeah.
Uh, they're like, we're going to see a seahorse. It's right over here. Go, oh, crap. I mean, how do you know it's there? You've been there?
Oh
Of
yeah.
course.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they are, we praise them every time. Glad y'all are having a good time down. Wish I was there. I'm jealous.
Well, the good thing is you're going to be here next year, right?
We'll see what happens. I hope. We'll never know.
Again, Roatan's being is fantastic. We're 6 dives into 17 dives of the trip, so we still got roughly 11 dives left to do. But that's not all the diving. We've got the Halloween Fest coming up at the park, October 21st and 22nd. You're going to be starting on that this weekend, right, JoJo?
I am starting on that this week. I will be down decorating and turning the quarry into a nice haunted spectacular for everybody.
Yeah. So, we've got that going on. Yeah, it's going to be a little cooler than it is here in Roatan, but, it's still a fun time. Um, JoJo does an awesome job at setting up the Haunted Quarry Dive. We have a blast with it every year. I can't wait to see what he adds new to it this year. Because knowing JoJo, he always has plans. I know a couple of them, and I'm not going to release that because if you tell it, then they'll know what to expect, and we don't want that. It's a haunted trail dive.
Yeah, exactly. You want to see something new every time you go down.
Oh yeah. So we've got that coming up October 21st and 22nd. Don't forget, Zombie Apocalypse Diver, sponsored by Ohana Dive Company and Water Dogs, is on the 21st. I think they're starting that at noon. Then, of course, around 5 o'clock, we're going to have chili and hot dogs for all the divers that are going to be there for the Haunted Quarry Dive. Of course, then the Haunted Quarry Dive at dark. And then after the dive, Louisville Dive Center is going to be putting on the creature feature on their outdoor screen. So if it's chilly, bring your lawn chair, bring your blanket, kick back in the pavilion area, and watch whatever creature feature they're going to be showing because they haven't told me what they're showing. So I don't know if it's going to be Halloween, if it's going to be Friday the 13th. It may be Jaws. We don't know. So that's going to be something really interesting to see. I can't wait. And then, of course, on the 22nd, you don't have to participate in the class part, but if you want to, you're more than welcome. Ohana and Water Dogs are both sponsoring underwater pumpkin carving certification. So if you haven't, if you want to get certified as an underwater pumpkin carver, give them a call, get signed up for the class. And if you just want to come out and carve a pumpkin underwater, you're more than welcome to. We will have a few pumpkins there that will be, be available. We do encourage divers to bring their own pumpkins, but for if you decide on the last second whim you want to carve a pumpkin underwater, we will have a few there available. So, going to be a fun time. And of course, that's the last event of the year, and it makes me really sad because then I know that's when reality sets in that the season is almost over.
Yeah, but then we just start looking at the next one because there's a lot to be done this winter.
Oh yes, yes, and I can't wait. I know that several people, I've talked to, know some of the plans that we're doing over the winter time. But let me tell you, the 2024 season is going to be an awesome season. It's going to, we're doing a lot of work in preparation for the 30th anniversary of Penny Royal Scuba. 30 years. I mean, it's hard to believe that I've been doing that this long. So but it's truly a milestone, and we wouldn't be able to do it if it wasn't for all of our diving guests, our scuba family, visiting us each and every year. Always a pleasure, being able to do that. We all enjoy doing what we love to do, and that's diving and making sure that, our guests at the park have as much fun as we're having in Roatan right now is what we strive for. And so that makes it all worthwhile.
Oh yeah. Oh, all right. Should we let you go? It is theoretically 9 o'clock.
Well, I am getting a little hungry, and I have to give kudos to Mike over here. I really do, because he was going to watch me from the restaurant, and he's actually stood by. He was outside in this. We call it the smoke room. He steps out on the
Oh,
balcony to smoke, and then he comes back in. So he hasn't eaten yet either. So kudos to Mike for taking one for the team and hanging out, so I didn't have to eat by myself.
he's gonna share that tamale that he left you.
Well, you know what? I think I can afford not to eat a tamale. I'll give it to Mike. So, all right, guys. Well, it is 5 minutes after 9 my time, or is it 8? Yeah, I know it's late your time because you're at 10 o'clock right now, aren't you, JoJo?
Oh, yep. I'm late.
So, yeah. So, anyway, guys, appreciate you guys tuning in with us as always. Oh, JoJo, I forgot. Any final thoughts?
Oh, I'm glad you all are having a blast down there. I want to be down there myself. We'll see what next year brings. So we got a whole another year to plan.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And of course, since he's not been on camera, Mike, any final thoughts?
Having a blast.
There you have it. Anyway, so again, like I was saying a while ago, before I had, I've got vacation brain, I guess, because I'm used to sitting in my chair in the home office and doing the show, and I'm sitting in a hotel room at the resort in Roatan doing it from my laptop. So anyway, not thinking real, too much nitrogen, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for tuning in with us each and every Monday night that we're on here. We started this show when the pandemic hit back in 2020, just as a way to be able to get together and talk about the one thing that we all love to do, and that's scuba. And it's kind of grown over the last couple of years. That we have our own title sequence, Joe.
Yeah.
Granted, I had to use the old one, but so, but it's always a fun time. We enjoy doing this, guys. We enjoy you guys tuning in with us. Your comments, all of your questions and everything. Keep them coming. We enjoy talking scuba just as much as you enjoy listening and talking with us. We want this show to be interactive, and you guys make it so much fun. So, with that being said, thank you guys again. We'll be coming to you back regular next week on Monday Night Safety Stop, right here on the Penny Royal Divers Group and our YouTube channel. I don't know if it's on YouTube now or not, but 'cause I don't know if I have my laptop set up for that. But that's another thing. But we'll be back to normal next Monday night. I may be crying.
You might be. Yeah, I wouldn't want to come back either.
Yeah, I might be crying. All right, guys. So until next Monday night, tune in with us, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, as we talk. And we'll talk more about the rest of the trip next Monday night. I'll have more pictures from the rest of the week. So we've only got 6 dives in right now, so I'll have a full recap of the entire trip next Monday night, right here on Monday Night Safety Stop. For me, Mike over here, JoJo, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll catch you next week. Monday Night Safety Stop right here on the Penny Royal Divers Group. Invite your friends. Let's get more people on. Let's get them involved, active. Let's go diving. Chris McKay, don't forget to hydrate. Been hydrating all week long, so. All right, guys. We'll catch you all next week. Monday Night Safety Stop right here, Penny Royal Divers Group, Monday night, 8 p.m. Catch you next week.